Hey guys, what is going on? It is Sean, and today I have with me a 2014 INFINITI Q50. Now 2014 is the first year of the Q50, so this is the first year of this model. The Q50 is really a refresh redesign of the G35, which was then the G37, which then really just turned into the INFINITI Q50. I think of the G and the Q as pretty much the same line of cars. There's a few physical differences. The biggest exterior difference between the Gs and the Qs is this grille, and stay tuned for a video where I compare this Q50 to a 2013 G37. So this is an INFINITI VQ motor, which is very similar to the one in the G37. The engine size was how they named the G35 and G37. But in 2014, when they went to the Q line, they abandoned that. This is still the same 3.7 liter V6 that you'll find in the G37. This engine is capable of about 328 horsepower to the crank, which is actually a little bit lower than the G37, but it is more refined, and we'll get to that later. It is also capable of 269 foot-pounds of torque. So one of those refinements was the miles per gallon, which you get a couple more miles per gallon. You get about 19 city and 27 highway, which is a couple more than the G37, which had a couple more horsepower. As far as racing goes, this stock will do 0 to 60 in about 5.1 technically, and it will do the quarter mile in about 13.7 technically, even though we know no stock cars actually get to those technical numbers that manufacturers like INFINITI put out. This 2014 INFINITI Q50 weighs about 3,750 pounds and is the all-wheel drive model. This is the INFINITI Graphite Shadow color, which is a very popular color, and I think it looks awesome on these cars. If you can't really tell what the color is on video, it's exactly what you would imagine when you hear graphite. It gets very light when there's light on it, and some parts that don't have light get pretty dark. So I actually do like this look, and this has the 18-inch sport wheels as well. As I make my way towards the interior, it does have this button here, which will lock and unlock the car if you have the key in your pocket, which I do right now. So let's take a seat in the car. To start this car, we're going to put our foot on the brake, and we do have a automatic engine start stop button. I'm going to get the AC going because it is very hot today, because it is 90 some degrees. That is the interior temperature, not the exterior temperature, so do not be fooled. It is hot. This cluster is pretty similar to the G37. I love these blue gauges. It looks really nice. The steering wheel is a little bit more advanced, has a little bit more going on here, but a big difference is the center console of this car. And this car has the navigation package, as you see. This car also has the tech package, which includes a predictive forward collision warning, an intelligent cruise control, lane departure warning, backup collision intervention, and some more features as well. But this center console looks amazing. It has a two-part screen, which is really, really great. It looks amazing. This is your navigation, so it's kind of separate from your infotainment system here. This also has IPA, which is the not a beer reference, but it is the INFINITI personal assistant, which you can call on to do things that are unnecessary, to be honest. This actually, you can ask them to look things up for you, or ask where things are, or it'll just do a little bit more than your normal OnStar would do. I really do love these leather seats. They're very comfortable. I'm very comfortable in this seat. This is the automatic version, or you might call it a manumatic if you're like that. So it has these really nice big paddle shifters that are very comfortable in your hand, and they have a good size, so you're not going to be looking for them. They're not tiny and hidden. You can definitely see them there. And obviously to make that work, we're gonna go down into our plus minus on the drive. This car also has multiple drive modes. We have our standard drive mode, which is what you might drive in every day. We have Eco, which gives us a few more miles per gallon at the expenses of a little horsepower, which is all right if you're using this as a commuter with about 330 horsepower. It does all right for itself. Then we have the snow mode, which makes acceleration very slow, but that's a good thing in the snow. And this also does have all-wheel drive, so this is a pretty solid car for the snow. And the sport mode, which tells the drivetrain that it's going to be putting in a little bit more work, so don't be afraid of it. Also in the interior, we have this turn dial here. I don't know how much of a fan I am of this. I do like just touching it, but this is nice if you're relaxing and you like this. It might not be my thing, but maybe you like it a lot more than I do. Leave your comments below. Up here on the rearview mirror, we have the home link that most Infinitis do have right here. We have our lights and the sunroof right there. We also have an SOS button, which puts you in contact with that IPA Infiniti personal assistant that will contact emergency services if necessary. Like I said, we do have a sunroof that I can control right here, but I do not want to let the AC out because it is very hot outside. But I will go to the back seat to let you know what kind of room we have back there. Now, I'm not an overly tall guy, so I fit in most back seats pretty comfortably, but this one is actually better than most that I'm in. I am about 5'8", and my knees aren't even close to the seat in front of me, even with that seat pretty far back, so I would say it's definitely comfortable for 4 people, and 5 if you have somebody who's smaller. That's actually a pretty decent size there. For the middle seat, maybe not comfortable for long trips, but it'll definitely work for a short little adventure. This black leather goes throughout the whole car, as you can see, and I think it looks wonderful in this car, especially when we look up front with the combination of that black leather, the 2-part infotainment systems up front, and the dials and steering wheel. I just think this car looks really clean from the inside. I really do think this is an awesome practical car. If you want a car that you're gonna have fun in, has about 330 horsepower, and you can get them in manual transmissions. This one's automatic, which might be a good thing for you. It's good for that. Like, I know I'm stumbling over my words right now, but this is a good car. It's fun to drive. You can have a good time with it. It has all-wheel drive, so it's a good all-year-round car. You can drive it in the snow as well, like that snow mode that we saw. And it's comfortable. It's a premium luxury sports sedan, and I think it does it really well. I think it does a really great job taking that classic G, which we know is kind of blended with the Nissan 350Z, 370Z. It's just the modernization, it's the adaptation, it's the luxury, it's the refined version of those cars. And if that's what you're looking for, I really do think this is a great car. The trunk here does have a good amount of space. For short trips, weekend getaways, it's not anything special because this is a rear-wheel drive platform. I did not say this is a rear-wheel drive car because it is all-wheel drive, but it is a rear-wheel drive platform. You can get both. Now, this car does have the stock exhaust, so this isn't going to be loud or anything special. Now I'm going to take a quick drive, but before I do, we'll talk about some of the seat adjustments here. We have our lumbar support, which is nice. Leaning forward and back, going forward and back. The passenger seat also has some of those same changes, and they both have heated seats. Alright, so now we're going to take a little drive. Safety first, as always. Sorry, it's pretty hot out here. I don't know if you can see if I'm sweating or anything like that. Now, this car's steering is disconnected electronically. Some people don't love that. I don't mind it. I think it's still really nice to drive. It might not be as great for somebody who's really wants a sports car at heart, but I definitely do still think it has a good feel to the steering. It may not feel as direct, but I still think it feels pretty good. This is all-wheel drive, so there's not going to be any sick burnies today. But yeah, I definitely still think it's all right. This is definitely a great car. Steering is definitely tight. I think it takes some work to get the wheel turning, which is a little bit heavier. I guess that's a better way of saying it. Oh, that is nice. This car definitely does have some go to it. I definitely do love the way this car feels to drive, and I would definitely drive it. So overall, I'd say the biggest thing that this car does have going for it is that it is the best of a lot of worlds. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's fun, it's reliable, it's fast, it can be economical if you want it to be. It's luxury, it's just great to drive. So overall, the 2014 INFINITI Q50, definitely think it's a great car. Big thanks to my friend Matt for letting me do this review. His information will be right here. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it at all, please hit that thumbs up button. If you have anything to say about this car or other cars, put that in the comment section below, and hit that subscribe button. That helps me out a bunch. As always, guys, I'm just Seanbeingsean, just being me, just be you.